Hey girl, this is actually the last video that I'm going to film while pregnant. I don't know if you realized, but all the videos that you guys have been watching with me wearing this wig and rotating some of the same outfits, I actually filmed within a space of 1 to 2 days. Yes, I batch film my videos, and that's the only way I can continue to bring content to you while going through this pregnancy. Now, I just wanted to take this shot because it's probably the last time, guys, I will be actually having any footage of myself while pregnant. And I just wanted to give you guys an opportunity to guess the sex of the child because I actually don't know the sex either. So it'll be interesting to see what you guys think just from looking at the bump and looking at me. Very early in my pregnancy, I think it was 13 weeks, I did have a dream that I would have a baby girl. However, the subsequent dreams that I've been having have been of a boy. I know that God tells me things through dreams. If you've been on this channel, you know that I've shared some of those dreams that have come true. However, maybe I'm dreaming of a boy because my heart really just wanted another boy simply because I just feel like the world is really rough. It's not a girl's world, this is a man's world. And, if I have a girl, I'll be so happy, a mini me, but I'll need to be protecting her like day and night. Same with my boy, but you know what I mean. I am confused about the dream, and if you don't know, I have shared some of my dreams that have come true, and I believe God talks to me and tells me things through my dreams. However, I need to be more attentive and to get better at the interpretation. Sometimes I've thought that it's a dream about my sister, for example, but I realize that mostly it's really dreams about me and what's happening in my life. So yeah, you guys comment below, let me know. Do you think it's a girl or a boy, and why? If you've been on this channel for a while, you know that I am a lover of glycerin. Starting, I believe it was 2023 or late 2022, probably 2023. I discovered glycerin, and for me, it's the best humectant that has ever come my way. I know it's in a lot of ingredients, but I never really felt its effect as much as I do when I actually use it within a spritz with water. I use quite a bit of glycerin. And over the years, as I've used glycerin, it's given me the best moisture I've ever had in my natural hair. And its benefits are great: softness, suppleness, just texture and sponginess and enjoyable hair, thriving hair, hydrated ends, hair that's moisturized for so long. Like, the benefits for glycerin for me, endless. However, there are things that I've noticed that can be a challenge while using glycerin, and I'm here to just discuss what those are and how we can sort of mitigate them, if at all. Just in case some of you have experienced these and maybe are struggling as to what to do, or maybe are looking to try glycerin, but you're still researching about it, this information might be good for you. So in this video, I'm going to give you 5 challenges that you might face while using glycerin. The first one is lint. You guys know, I've spoken about this in many videos, but glycerin is a humectant. It attracts moisture, and I feel like as it's attracting moisture, it kind of attracts lint as well. So lint flying in the air, lint that's rubbing from your clothes will usually get caught up in the hair, particularly on the nape of my hair. When I go to untwist my hair, I find quite a bit of lint at the base. The next challenge you might face with glycerin is shrinkage or a lack of stretch. If you are trying to keep your hair in a stretched state, glycerin ain't it, or might not be it, in large amounts anyway. Glycerin does keep the hair in its most natural state, as in really coily. I don't want to say shrunken, but if you were to maybe leave the hair loose, it will eventually shrink with glycerin. It will continue to shrink and shrink and shrink into a sponge because of just that humidity that it brings. So stretch styles might be tricky. And if you are wanting to stretch your hair, You can keep it stretched, but it'll probably be like in braids or twists, etc. But if it's loose hair with glycerin in large amounts, it's hard to achieve a stretch. This one is not really an advantage. I guess it could be an advantage depending on what you're looking for, or a disadvantage, right? But it's big hair. When I've got glycerin in my hair and I untangle my twists, I'll share some videos of what my hair does with glycerin. It just becomes, it poofs up. Some people call it frizz. For me, it's just maybe volume, I think, maybe. I don't know what it is, but if you are someone that's looking for volume, glycerin might actually help you achieve this. So I guess depending on what you're going for, like if you're going for a slick style or trying to get a more, compact style, glycerin might make things tricky for you because glycerin actually puffs up the hair. Glycerin can be sticky. It can make your hair sticky, almost like you've got honey on your hair, particularly if you use it in huge amounts or large amounts. This is something that I've noticed while using glycerin, and I do use quite a bit, plus the leave-in conditioner that's honey-based, plus castor oil. My hair is juicy but you can get that stickiness. So single strand knots. This might seem counteractive, but because glycerin is supposed to keep your hair moisturized, and moisture is supposed to prevent single strand knots. However, because the moisture that glycerin provides really encourages the texture in your hair, if you keep your ends loose and they've got a large amount of glycerin in your hair, it will curl up and coil up on itself, particularly as you rub against surfaces. So how do we mitigate, or how do we oppose or reduce these issues with glycerin? The first broad and just straight out of the bat recommendation, advice that I would give is to reduce the amount of glycerin that you're using. So if you're really facing these problems and they're frustrating you, reduce the portions or the proportions of glycerin you're using in your spritz. So instead of 1 tablespoon to 1 cup, you can use maybe 1 teaspoon to 1 cup, and see how you go with that. Or instead of using a spritz, try a glycerin-based leave-in conditioner. That way it's not just straight up glycerin, it's kind of mixed in that. They might be a compromise on moisture, the way I know it, the way I love it. But if these things are really frustrating you, or you're really trying to achieve a stretch, for example, you might want to reduce the amount of glycerin that you're using. Number 2 is to reduce the frequency. Instead of using it every time you re-moisturize your hair, maybe skip once, because it does build up. So I find that if I keep moisturizing it with, same steps, glycerin first, leave-in, oil, it builds up in the hair. And that can just exacerbate these challenges that I've just shared with you guys. If you're trying to achieve a stretch, like I said earlier, and you're using glycerin, maybe keep your hair in plaits or twists or some kind of braided style. That way the hair is not loose and allowed to shrink on itself. So the braid will keep the hair stretched for you, and you're still able to enjoy the benefits of the moisture that comes with glycerin. And similarly with single strand knots, instead of just allowing the ends to be frizzy or just loose, braid them, twist them, twirl them, but most importantly, use lots of butters, oils, lubrication at the ends, and use a gel to clump the hair and keep it almost like curly or wavy instead of coily. That will really drastically reduce your single strand knots. Another thing you can try is the vine wrapping that people do. That can also help, but I think gel on the ends will probably yield better results. Alright guys, that was everything for this video. I hope you found value. Let me know what you do around this, and if you have any commentary around how glycerin is working in your routine, I'll be looking forward to chatting with you in the comment section. Bye.